everyone, and welcome back to another video. Alright everyone, welcome to the video. If you're new here, a big thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy the videos. Make sure to check out some other ones and hit the subscribe button that looks a bit like that. It'll help you, it'll help me. We're really close to 100 subscribers, so that would mean so much to me. And I love making videos for you guys. So without further ado, let's get into the video. We've picked up some more silver for the silver stack, compliments of Bullion Now for this, and I would like to reveal my newest piece, which is a small bag of Australian Predecimal Silver, as well as some other world Predecimal Silver. That's right everyone, we've got a big bag of this lovely silver, and this is some stuff that I wanted to get for a really long time. After I was sent that mystery sponsor box by Intrinsic Tenders, which you can have a look at the series up there about, I received a lot of Predecimal Aussie silver in there, and that really inspired me to go out and buy some of my own, because that stuff was for me to make videos about. So I've got my hands on some now, thanks to Bullion Now for all this stuff, and I'm really happy that I have some. So there are a couple of awesome different things that I want to show you guys, so we'll head into them bit by bit. Let's go. Alright, so let's start talking about some of it. So we'll start with pretty much the heaviest stuff first, and then move our way down a bit. So first off, we have some that's actually not Aussie Predecimal Silver, but some stuff that I really liked the look of when I was picking out all the different stuff. And this is some British half crowns. I believe they are British, you know. It may come back to me and tell me that it's actually Aussie stuff, but it does say GRA-thingo Brit, and I just have to assume that means Great Britain. But I may be wrong, it may be Aussie, I'll have a look into it later. But this is the heaviest pieces in this bit. They weigh about 14.5 grams each, and they are 50% silver, which means that they are about 7 grams each, which is, you know, near an ounce. Obviously it's about 21 out of the 31 grams that are in an ounce, but still some good weight in there. So that is our 3 half crowns. And then we have some really awesome stuff that I'm so excited to show you guys. If you are familiar with Australian Predecimal stuff, you will probably be able to guess what the next thing I'm about to show you guys is, but that is some Australian florins. So there was another video about this in the mystery sponsor box series, which I recommend you guys check out. And they are some beautiful coins. So we have some of the classic designs on our florins. I don't know how well you guys can see. Let's see if we can focus that a little bit. Might be able to get it. I have no idea. Now I'm all dark. Okay, we're just gonna rock it in the dark unless I can make it a bit brighter. Oh, there we go. Camera problems. But yes, that is the florin. That's a bit better, you guys can see. It's like an Australian coat of arms. It's a very nice design on it. You've got an emu and a kangaroo over the little crown, and it reads Florin Australia. Various years, they're all 50% silver though. But we also have some commemorative florins. So these were from 1954, and some of them are in spanking good condition. This is a 1954 kangaroo commemorative florin, and this is really good condition. Like, given that this is so old, you know, this is 66 years old, and it's in such shiny good condition. It just astounds me how good it is. We also have one very special commemorative florin, which is a 50-year anniversary from 1901 to 1951. We got the little cross there between what seems like the Queen's sword and the Queen's other thing. I think because we're part of the Commonwealth, that's how it worked. But we have 9 florins, which adds a very decent amount of weight, actually the most weight out of all of it, to this new acquirement of silver. And then we'll move on to the next bit, which is my favorite design of them all, and that is the ram's head shillings. So these are very, you know, kind of small denominations of silver. We've got another 9, I reckon. Yeah, 9. So 9 florins and 9 shillings. And it adds a good bit of weight as well. Obviously not as much as the florins because they're bigger coins. But we have a good chunk of silver here, also 50%, and really nice pieces of silver. To finish it off, we do have, obviously, a few beautiful bits of sixpences. They have a very similar crest of Australian arms on them as the regular florins do. And that's them there. So very small amounts of silver there, but it's still really nice to have a bit of history in my stack now. And I could not forget the singular tiny threepence. There's so much detail on here for this tiny coin. Bit of toning on it, old, not great condition, but still got the 50% silver in it, which is something like 0.7 of a gram, because this weighs 1.4 grams, which is incredible that it's so small. But there is one last, or really two last things that I wanted to show you, and that was some really interesting finds that I found in this bucket of mystery predecimal silver. So the first bit is actually some New Zealand predecimal silver, and I believe that this is either 50 or 52% silver. It is from 1934, which is very old, and it is a 1 shilling. I really like the design of this, and as you can see, there is quite a bit of toning in the letters, if you can see, which actually makes the letters stand out a lot, and it looks really nice. The actual design bit that says shilling and everything is quite, I guess, pressed down a bit, but I really like this one. And this is where it gets interesting. So when I was picking up some of this stuff, I found this really interesting, I believe this is not a hexagon, but a very interesting shaped coin. And on the other side, we saw what looks like a bit of an Egyptian character on the other side with some Arabic writing. And this is 53% silver. And it's just incredible how strange and intricate this coin is. It's a bit worn, so a bit of the details come off. But it's absolutely magnificent, and it would weigh a very, very fractional amount. I am planning on getting some scales soon so I can weigh all that stuff. But it's really interesting. So that pretty much sums up the whole unboxing, the showing of all this silver. And there is one last thing that I want to talk about, and that is why you would choose to buy this small denominations of silver compared to your generic round or your generic bar. So let's go talk about that now. So this is really a whole video's topic, but I do want to put a little bit of it into here because it comes into suit when we're talking about predecimal silver. And that's why you prefer to get things like these tiny 5% piece-sized 6-pence coins compared to this 1 ounce silver bar. And let me tell you why. Now, it may not be which one is better, but it may be why you would choose to get one in this certain time or in this certain opinion or perspective. So here, for example, we have a 1 ounce buffalo round. This is from the US, and if you're in the US, this would be very widely accepted because it is based off one of their nickels or pennies or dimes or one of those coins, might be a quarter. And this reads 1 troy ounce of 3/9 fine silver. And so generally, if you were to go sell this, the people would probably know what you mean. It would say 3/9 fine pure silver. But if you're here in Australia and you go to sell this, people might not be as familiar with it. They may be used to things like the Perth Mint coins, which are one of the biggest, or the biggest bullion retailers, no, not retailers, well, they retail, but refineries in Australia. And they produce lots of stuff. I'm sure you've heard of them. And so the thing is, if you take in some of Australian coinage, the people that are buying from you are very likely to recognize it. It's in our history and it's part of our old coinage. So it will be naturally accepted. People will recognize it as our actual currency. And so that's why I reckon a predecimal silver would more likely sell for you in Australia. Obviously, a bullion dealership would probably test this and they would know this is silver. But with things like this, or even things like this minuscule threepence, no one is going to take the time to counterfeit 0.7 of a gram of silver because that is worth less than 50 Australian cents, basically. And so no one's going to bother to counterfeit this. So if you're walking with 100 grams of threepence, they're going to expect that it's just silver threepence, and they won't even bother having to test it. They'll just take it immediately. Whereas something like the round, they'll test, they'll do all the steps to make sure that it's real. Another thing that I wanted to talk about was something even like a silver bar. Now this is an Australia manufactured silver bar, and it's pretty widely known as a company. It's CPG Group Australia Fine Silver Bar. Now the reason again is quite similar to the one with the generic round. It's simply that with 1 ounce silver bars, these were retailing for about $35, $35 at the time of purchase for me. And so that is obviously some value if you were to counterfeit it. Whereas if you're, again, counterfeiting a threepence, no one's gonna bother counterfeiting something that literally costs 50 cents for its silver value. That's just useless. There's no point in doing it. Whereas with this bar here, it's more likely because, you know, it's got more value in it. Also, the fact is, again, you know, very similar example, people know that this is old coinage, they're more likely to take it. So again, I probably will make a video about it because it is a very important subject, because selling your silver is one of the prime key parts of silver investing or silver stacking. But that is a bit of a rundown for you guys. Hope I haven't bored you to death. I hope you guys enjoyed the unboxing, and we'll head into the outro now. Alright everyone, that is it for today. A big thanks to Bullion Now for giving me this incredible Predecimal Silver to add to my stack. And just so you all know, all the different coins, including the British, the suspected Egyptian and New Zealand silver, all of this Predecimal Silver coin becomes about 216 grams. And most of it is 50%, so that is roughly about 104 grams of silver, which is just under... It's close to 4 ounces of silver, which is it's quite decent. Obviously you guys might remember my Australian Kookaburra unboxing. That was the biggest ever purchase of silver for me. That was 5 ounces of silver in one go. Obviously I'm still starting. I know people buy kilos and kilos of silver at a time, but you know, it was a big amount for me starting out. So this is quite a big bit to add to my stack. You know, it's building up. I've almost gotten enough here to pay off the premium from most of my coins, which is really exciting. So big thanks to everyone who supports the channel. I really appreciate it. Make sure to hit the subscribe button so that we can get to 100 subs, because that will be so incredibly exciting for me, and I expect for everybody watching. That's all for today, guys. Big thanks to Bullion Now for making this possible. Make sure to use the affiliate links in the description. It will really help me out at no cost to you. That's all for today, and until next time, guys, silver goodbye!